Welcome back to Spekd for more painting, building, hobbying and crafting. I know it's a different way round, but hey, whatever man, I want to focus on hobbying. Continuing our hobbying this time. Back to the solo games. As I said, I'm going to go through as much as I can to trigger memories or even remind myself of these kind of games that we could play on our own. As always, in most box sets, as I was looking at the box sets that I have, you tend to get like a standalone supplement. It's like a mission pack. It's like you versus the other half of the box, because normally the box set's made up of, Imperial versus Chaos, or it would be currently what, Space Wolves versus Orcs. So in there should come like a little book, and inside that book that most people tend to throw away is or are missions, and these missions have like a path in most situations that you can play out and play through, which have slightly different rules or even strategies in this case of 8th to the standard game of 40k. I know when most of us got this Shadow Sphere box set, what we did is we just picked apart the models that we wanted to use in our missions for the main game, and that was it. But you can still use this as a game that you can play anyway, so it's not just about the models. And it forces you into different situations, so the game isn't going to be match played or balanced. It's going to vary. Now, this isn't the only place that you can get these kind of supplements from, which are new box sets. One thing that I would say to you to consider, this has got like a campaign path that you could follow, is using older edition kind of supplements, and they're like campaign supplements, they used to call them. So this is Deathstorm. Originally, when I played this, it was for 7th edition, and this is how I got into Tyranids and Blood Angels. So it kind of makes sense there now, adding more to the history of Spekd. So now you're starting to know my dark secrets. No. Know my origin is mysterious. There you go, I can sell more comic books. But look, these are just like missions, and the key thing about these was that they had a story, and if you read the story you had an idea of what was happening in the overall universe, but it was fun. It built a story, it built a narrative that you could play. And even from a point of view of being a solo player, you could play this and reward yourself with more information in order to encourage you to play the game. If your chosen side wins, you could be impartial, you could go one side for the other, but you can see here the models that it came with, the varied in power level, varied in points. It didn't make any difference. It was just more about model count and the effects of the rules of the game. If you looked at it in 8th edition now, this is probably blown out the water all over. But you had your missions, and this is what I was expecting. My fault, in the Psychic Awakening Blood of Baal book, I was expecting something like this. That was my fault. We only got one mission, but anyway, so you could see like the missions had their conditions, the army sizes of what you could build, and again I always say you don't have to limit it to these exact models. You could use any model alternatives. And what's really handy about this is the game size itself makes it very much like a kill team game. So it's very small point based, it's very tiny. There is an official thing that you need to do. So you can do this with or without terrain. I mean, you're grown adults, you can make your choices. And you can see there's the 7th edition kind of info back in the day and the characters that were there. If he was a named character still, that would be brilliant. But it is what it is. So, and then you had Tyrion inside. So I suggest going back through the old supplements, having a look, and don't get caught out by just model hugging. You've got stuff you can do still. If you've got any greys on the table, you could paint them up now. It's a brilliant opportunity. You could even go back over models that you have already painted and just touch up the finer detail, because sometimes we just want to get them to the table really quickly, and we don't notice the finer details until we take that time to really look at it when we're not under rush of getting it onto competition or into play. So there is stuff that you can still do to keep your sanity. Well, that's a short but sweet one. So just to remind you, you do have supplements that you can use from any edition of the game, or campaign supplements that you might have had fun with years ago that you can get back into playing. Also, you got the ones from box sets which are out and about now, which, you know, these are flooded on eBay, so you can get those for a couple of pence each. Either way, and I advise that you grab one. But anyway, this has been Spekd. I hope you've enjoyed your time. I've enjoyed my time. Again, a quick reminder, the competition, you know, if you're doing your video, make sure you send me that link so I can see it, because I love to watch it and have a laugh and have a chuckle. And, you know, I'll put that in my link. Just make sure you link the video, which is from the competition, in that video so people can see it as well. You know, if the community expands and has entertainment, something to do at a time like this as well, I'll be very happy, and I'll be glad to get to know new people as well and take care of the people which have been here from the beginning. Either way, this has been Spekd. Take care and enjoy your time. And before I say PC out, here are the models. We've got the 8 Gene Stealers that came in the set, a Broodlord, a Carnifex, and 3 Warriors. Now effectively, I just created these as per the instructions for the game. Rule of cool, very simple, very fun. Now, this was the first thing that I ever did magnetize, and I magnetized everything, and I'll be honest with you, I'll never do it again. There's plenty of shortcuts for magnetization. Just obviously like using, rather than a magnet, just using a material that can magnetize itself to or just be attached to. So let's get the Blood Angels together and have a look. And these are the Blood Angels from the same set. You get 5 Terminators, 1 Terminator Captain. I think he's the captain from the first company for the Blood Angels. The Death Company Dreadnought, and 5 Death Company Warriors there. I think what's really fun about these is when I first started out painting, as I said, this was like really the first set of painting that I really did, and I really sat down and took a little bit of time for. In comparison to what I could do now, there's a lot of work I could see here. But the cool thing was I was very proud about the bases, especially for the Terminators. I learned how to use like a yoga mat, cut that down and dust that off and kind of make it look like that. That's when I kind of started to experiment with a little bit of herbs as well. Not for smoking variety, but for, you know, kind of putting on the bases. There actually is a competition going on for painting Space Marines with 3 colors, and those Death Company are pretty much 3 colors. That was really straightforward as well, because hey, I just started and those were the only colors I had. So there you go. And you've even seen that Terminator before, actually, come to think of it, with the flamer, in the flamer tutorial video. So yeah, I was going to be making, crafting a Jaeger, but I don't have the Charmander part now, so I'll go and grab that and I'll put that together, and I'll probably put that in another video, which I'll just link at the end. Okay, so this has been Spekd. I hope you enjoyed your time. I've definitely enjoyed mine, and as always, PC